Welcome back, car lovers. On today's show, Ford gets a new F-150, the TVR Griffith is grounded, and a safety myth gets blown away. Plus, a Trans Am love story. I'm Tiffany Stone, and this is Hagerty's Daily Driver. Let's buckle up. Ford just unveiled the 2021 F-150, and it kind of looks like an F-150. But what's new? Hybrids. That's right, electrified trucks have finally arrived. Ford promises serious power and efficiency from their hybrid trucks. But I think the real benefit is going to come from something called Pro Power Onboard. Ford knows many of their customers bring external generators to the job site. So Ford designed an onboard generator system strong enough to power things like saws, speakers, and you guessed it, even a welder. A small generator is available on Ford's non-hybrid trucks, but if you get a hybrid and the optional 7.2 kilowatt version, you'll get a 240 volt, 30 amp outlet in the bed of your truck. But it doesn't end there. We love console shifters in trucks because it gives us the usable space and the potential for a flat surface. So check this out. The F-150 shifter folds away so you get a flat work surface when you need it the most. And this is so innovative and so cool, I love it. Moving on, last week we included a TVR in our list of beloved oddball supercars, and they're back this week in the news because, well, they need money. Autocar reports that TVR is trying to raise £25 million on the Dublin Stock Exchange to fund production of its new car, the Griffith. The concept was unveiled in 2017 to much fanfare, and look at this thing. It looks great. It's so amazing. According to TVR, people loved it so much that the launch edition sold out. Deliveries were scheduled for last year, but like many boutique car makers, they hit some snags and couldn't get these damn things built. The company wants to use a factory in South Wales, but the Welsh government will only approve it if TVR raises enough money to fund production of the Griffith, and let's hope they can. And finally, as Hagerty reported, a new study by the IIHS has concluded that late model convertibles are not as dangerous as some have might claimed. According to the data, crash and fatality rates are actually slightly lower for convertibles than non-convertible versions of the same exact car. Now, convertibles were involved in 6% fewer police-reported crashes and 11% fewer driver deaths. So what's going on here? Well, car companies have made efforts to make drop tops safer by strengthening the B-pillars and adding roll bars. But according to the IIHS, this could just be due to convertible owners preferring to drive in nice weather or on emptier roads, so we're going to let you guys decide. There's more to this story than we can cover here, so click on the link in the description to read the full article. Coming up, a Trans Am love story. But first,
on TV, you've seen a tough 5-year-old Ford in stunts you shouldn't try. Now, we can't promise how your Ford would take stunts like this, but for a great buy on a tough 76 F-100, or any of the other Ford cars and trucks, don't miss your Ford dealer's year-end clearance sale. Prices may never be this low again.
if you love cars, if you feel connected to them, you should definitely check out our forums at community.hagerty.com for more stories like this. 41 years ago, user Sue's parents drove down to the Pontiac dealership to pick up their new Trans Am. Sue's whole family loved their new Screamin' Chicken, but not as much as Sue did. She drove it the most, often choosing it over her own '69 Camaro. Eventually, Sue's family shoved it into the garage where the tires rotted and the gaskets dried out. So, 4 years ago, Sue bought it back from her parents, took it back home, and brought it back to life. As Sue said in her post, "I loved her 41 years ago, and I hope to love her for the foreseeable future." I think a lot of us have connections to cars that our parents owned. I know that I do, Sue. My parents had an early 1990s Ranger. We took that everywhere. That was our vehicle that we did for the Stone family road trip. So, Sue, I had the same feelings that you do, and I totally understand where you're coming from. If your family had a car that you loved, that you still wish you had, or that's something that you want to be able to have, leave us a comment or post about it in the Hagerty community. Well, that's all for today, but I'll be here all week bringing you all the car news, but until then, keep driving.